Hey, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all of the other episodes, check the link in the description, stop by raprankings.com, or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. And please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting to help us grow the channel and continue our journey as hip-hop's first and premier extreme podcast. Track 5, Hive, featuring Vince Staples and Casey Veggies, produced by Sweaty Martians. What was that?
It's, if you don't remember from our beat battle, it's one of my worst beats of all time.
Okay. Yeah. I try to, yeah, you know me. I try to memory hole that shit, but I can't because I remember all of my faux pas and shitty moments. But this isn't a shitty moment or a faux pas. In fact, it's a flat 7.
It's a 7-, Sting Me Baby.
Will you agree with me here? So far, is this the most Earl mixtape sounding song?
Dude, literally the first line of my notes, this is the first song that's giving me flashbacks to the mixtape, though not strong enough to completely tank the song.
Yes, agreed. The flows and the music.
Yes.
You know.
But again, like, definitely the flows. The music, though, I dig this ominous bass line, heavy beat. It's like a you know, sounds like what happens if I eat ice cream. The Vince Staples verse steals the show. I dig the chorus, who I guess I assumed was Casey Veggies, because
yes,
he does not have a verse on the actual song. It's just that this is why I give it a 7-. I'm feeling a bit of regression, both lyrically and stylistically, from Earl here. He's doing that thing he did on the tape that was irritating me so much, the whole hot and bothered astronaut routine.
Okay.
He's not really grabbing me, and having Vince fit this beat like a glove right after him further cements that. Like, to me, Vince sounded amazing. Vince changed my whole perception of this beat. This turned into like some early 90s like West Coast gangster rap.
Yeah.
When Earl's rapping on it,
yeah,
it sounds like some goblin shit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I'm right there with you. And as far as like this being a regression, and I got together a little suite here to prove my point, because I've been waiting to prove this point, because I'm sure people have noticed it, but I can point it out because I remember this era and I remember everybody doing it, and they're not going to act like they weren't doing it. Okay. So there are moments in the song where he hits that flow, that heavily syllabic, like, I'm a technically gifted rapper flow, like very like I'm rapping to impress rap niggas flow. And here's the thing, I'm not impressed, and I'll explain why. So when he hits that, like, you know, crack-a-lacking, like snap, crackle, popping your ammo off, hide your face and throw your flannels off, that rhyming just to rhyme, you can't fool me. Now there's a specific flow though. Crack ceramic and slap a hand out of cash account, stamping, shouting, thrashing these niggas and let the cracking out. It became a very trendy flow to prove that you could, quote, rap. One of my main men, Childish Gambino, did this a lot in this era. You know I love the guy, but I saw what was happening. Let me know if this sounds familiar, because I got multiple examples, okay? Yeah, we spit that saliva. iPhone got message from Viber. Either the head is so hydro, or we let bygones be bygones. Okay, that's just one. Incompetent ain't the half of it. Saturdays with Young Lavish, and sad as shit is, I'm bad as it beans they took from the cabinet. Here's another one. Buddha stance on a forest on ayahuasca. I'm high as copters, binoculars, looking down on my confidence. We saw this kid get shot up by the cops in Atlanta. They shot through his phantom when tanning cannons were blamming him. Tyler Durden, his burden hurting. They said it was curtain, certain demise. Look in his eyes, the pain inadvertent. I can keep going. And you know another culprit? Mac Miller. I'm going to have to go there because they were all doing it. Go to his verse on Pinata. We just reviewed it. You'll hear it. My endorphins are morphing, absorbing. Bro, come on. Okay?
Look, I gotta talk about Mac Miller later when we get to Guild.
I'm gonna have to do it too. But it's this, they all were doing it, and it's like this dial a combo flow. It's very cheap to me. It's like it's supposed to signal to us that, like, oh, these guys can rap. You know? And it's like, nah, bro. Like, come on. It's
Crew
not
at my
that
house, and we party every weekend. So on the radio, that's my favorite song. Make me bounce around like I don't know, like I won't be there long.
that's like a swaggier version of it. But yeah. You know, like that rhyming to rhyme sort of thing. You know, now here's the thing. Here's what sets it apart, though. Now, this is a dope flow moment in this song where I feel like it works because he was actually saying something. The description doesn't fit if not a synonym of menace, then forget it and turn these critics and interns admitting the shit spit it, just burn like 6 furnaces, rid it of fix, learning them digits and simultaneously dispelling one trick pony myths, isn't he? Because it actually tied into like what was happening in terms of the narrative and the perception of him as a rapper. And it actually makes sense when you read it on paper.
It's not just fucking word salad, Mel. That's all it comes down to.
Right. You know, or it's not
Earl's
just
getting his word salad on here, and these are bad
sometimes
habits.
It works. Sometimes it doesn't.
I think these are generally bad habits for him that he needs to break out of. Oh my God, Asher Roth has like speaking of hot and bother astronauts watching Asher Roth. Asher Roth has a million of these fucking type of bars. Like,
this was the blog era I can rap flow.
We get it. You can rap, okay? Stop doing this shit.
Bro, here's the flow. Now, I actually like it here, though, because, again, substance. Desolate testaments trying to stay Jekyll-ish, but most niggas hide and Brenda just stay pregnant. Like, it actually works, though, because there's content. And furthermore, breaking news, that's less important when the Lakers lose. It's led in that baby food, heads try to make it through. That was dope to me because he's painting this picture of LA and how niggas is fucked up and the world is terrible. You know? So, like, it works sometimes. Sometimes it's like, oh, brother, okay, we get it. You care about rap. You know?
I'm guilty of this, but I was coached into doing this. So I'm
sure I'm guilty of it, too. I'm sure I'm done it, too.
I'm not taking full credit for it because I had a verse for this song, and the producer, who was also going to be mixing the song, was like, you didn't try hard enough on this verse. Like do the thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm sending it to you right now.
Oh, shit.
Because this is what happens when you over rap. This is what happens when you don't slow down and work a hold. But, you know, in my defense, I'm being, persuaded to do this style.
To do the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, don't do it. Because what I was doing originally on this was kind of not, I'm not going to say SK LaFleur. I'm not going to beat myself up that badly. But, like, I was treating this beat like it was a fucking house show in Biloxi, you know?
It's in Mississippi, right?
That's right.
Hey, look, I know some things, you know? All right. You sent me, what is this, Chaos Magic, featuring Uncommon NASA.
Featuring, produced by, mixed by. So, you know, he had requirements of me to do this.
Okay. Well, check it out, everybody.
Multiplicity, chaotic innovation. You can find yourself inside a river or a basin. The beast and the prince whose souls are adjacent only came together through belief and meditation. Numerology, the new theology. Just read a book on religious demonology. I acknowledge every demon that's inside of me, with the exception of the one that's really guiding me. NASA lit the flame and I grabbed the match. Took some dead rappers, threw them down the hatch. You could go and burn my album like an effigy, or memorize the whole shit like a spelling bee. My soul is atrophied to rapping Johnny Appleseed, who's been through his fair share of catastrophes. Actually, the galaxy is just a fallacy. Shout at everybody seeing beauty in the malady. I'm trying to take the pain that's caused from going through a tragedy to something that resembles art you see within a gallery. Time to kill and I just served another casualty. Thanks to NASA for making that a reality.
Why, we from the birds sing a freshly song, and there's the voice.
Yeah. You know, I mean, successful though in terms of like, you know, giving the impression that you can rap, which you can, you know.
Yeah, but I don't like rapping like that.
it's the dial a combo. You know, it's right. To anybody unfamiliar with that phrase, like in fighting games, you know, there was like a system that was implemented in like Mortal Kombat 3 where like with a few button presses, like the character would just do a combo, as opposed to like in other fighting games where you really got to nail timing and like to pull off a combo and like juggle, and like there's no like set button presses that like produce a certain result. With this flow, it's like a template you just plug and play, you know? And it's like, yeah, Earl was prone to doing that.
It's like syllable grinding, and I don't think it's actually good to listen to. It might be fun to do, but I don't enjoy listening to it. I actually didn't think it was fun to do. I was persuaded to do it a certain way. You know, I don't think I'm bigger than the business, so I did it as the promoter asked, but that's not my style, you know?
I'm looking at looking it up because I'm on this album that song was from. There's a moment in my verse on was it Loose Cannons? Color me bad like I'm Bryan Adams. I add him like fine, but I'm actually flying Brian Pillman. I'm filling the gun just like a prescription. I drive to your village. I run up in your house and I peel it. Like, sort of similar. Now, some people might be like, I don't know. It just sounds like rap. But here's the thing. It's an intent. And I know that I was intending to sound like that.
That was
it
the
didn't
part
just
where
happen
you were actually
naturally.
snapping, so I disagree with you there.
Well, I mean, it was a good verse.
But you got moments in your career where you could definitely chalk it up to like, yeah, this is like rhyming masturbation.
Yeah, that's what it was. But I was doing it to prove to people like, oh, I can rap like that. You know, it's the difference is in intent. And I guess it's difficult to prove that as a listener. You don't know what they were trying to do when they wrote it. This might genuinely be how they like rapping and how their brain writes raps. Or they could be trying to rap a certain way to impress a certain demographic, you know? Anyway, the point is Earl can rap. But sometimes he falls into the, you know, technical masturbation side of things. I like this moment from him on the song. I've always liked this. Provider of the backdrop music for the crack rock user and the mascot, Earl.
This is the first track. I mean, we're 5 tracks in, and this is the first track where I'm like, uh-oh, I'm getting those vibes from before, which is good. I mean, he's gone, you know, the majority of the time we've been listening so far. If this pattern holds, then we'll only have to deal with this, you know, for 3 out of the 15 tracks.
Right, you know. I mean, well, spoiler style. I mean, if they're listening, I'm sure they've heard the album. It's gonna happen again. This sort of Earl mixtape type song. But yeah, the chorus can be summed up to me by the chorus itself. Like it's nothing because it's nothing, bitch. Okay. Exactly my feeling. I do like the sort of warpy sounding keys that get like panned back and forth. It's like during the chorus. I like that. But I agree, Vince Staples stole the show here, which
Big
isn't
Vince,
to say
man.
Earl was trash because he wasn't, but Vince fit the beat like a glove.
His voice is perfect for this beat. He changes the whole musical dynamic of it to me. Like I was saying, it's a phenomenal verse because it's a great performance.
Right.
And I don't feel like I'm being syllable grinded to death.
Yeah. You know, the presence and the personality, and he doesn't even sound like a Mark when he's like, if this was 88, I would have signed him Ruthless. 94 would have had him walking down death row. It's like, yeah, I mean, you just said like it's sort of had that early 90s gangster rap feeling to it. He said he's the yomper big as Larry Johnson, leave your mama sealess. Everybody hard until it's only God they seeing, kitten soft. But in their songs, they be trapping hard as Jeezy. You know, like he was, Ruger with the pork face. I guess this is that backhanded, you know, racial insensitivity line, but Jewish for the court case. Here to save you niggas from the sorbet cold chain. You know, his what's his alias? Shine cold chain. Yeah, he ended hard. I mean, like from the sorbet. That's
similarly to Earl, like structurally, I guess. You know.
Yeah, you know. I mean, it's a good song. I like the song. You know, but
I agree. I wish Earl was better on it, but I like the beat. I like Vince. I like the chorus, and I've got my first bit of archival audio there happens to be quite a bit of archival audio tonight, more than I was expecting. But this is the beginnings of it. And we heard from her earlier on This Week in Moulz Mel. She was brought up even before that. This might be Little Sim's, you know, we're really pushing the Little Sims agenda. Yeah, the Little Sims agenda being pushed hard in this Earl episode. She freestyled over this on this record, Deranged.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I'm going to hit this.
You my favorite new dude.
All right, Little Sims, you're my favorite new dude. And here you are for the second time this episode with this Deranged. Check it out.
Shit. Don't answer to the empty questions asked in the mirror. Just admire the slight reflection that resembles yourself. If you can hear these deranged thoughts, you think I need help. But don't just stand there, get me something. In a land where my mind travelling through different times. Ancient clocks on the wall, can tell if the left hand was right. Elusive dreams through the night, nightmares and a brighter than day. The concept of this is backwards, is this the way it should be? Well, I'm just following motion, no need to prevent the emotion of being close to the psychedelic, corruptive explosion. And now these wounds became frozen. I'm numb to the pain, the chemical effect is potent. Drink up. I'm confused by confusion. I find it oh so confusing to match the dove with the sky, or like the winner with losing. Nothing, I'm losing my mind, and it don't help that I'm 3,000 years into life.
Listen, man, you know, she's getting in that abstract male mindset. Okay, she's doing the flows, but hey, I like the content, and based on the other song I've heard of hers, she's a rapper, like a rapper. So I'm like, yeah, look, I'll allow it. All right.
That's all I got for Hive.
All right. Well, hey, that's all I got too. So, you did it, Hive. You contributed to the takeaway of
Hold
Doris.
on. There's actually one more thing I got to do.
Okay.
Are you ready?
No.
You hear that?
What? Yeah.
I'm ripping up this check from the record labels to lie about music.
I'm concerned that you had it in the first place.
Well, I never cashed it, but I'm just saying. I never cashed it. It's been waiting for us for months, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm not. You guys will never hear a lie on this show. You haven't once, and you will never in the future. Balling that up and throwing it out. There it is. We could have sold our souls to the industry for a fat check, but I decided not today.
Yeah.
Two upstanding men, Moulz Mel, you know?
Hold on a second.
Fuck.
I'm ripping up this check from Big Tobacco as well.
Oh, okay.
To tell people smoking is cool. We haven't done it on the show. Not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I might have done it for a check. Start smoking. Why not? You know? Shit. I hear it soothes the nerves or whatever, you know? Anyway.
Just looking around, making sure I don't have any more checks lying around that I will not take.
You want to go to the next track?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all of the other episodes, check the link in the description, stop by raprankings.com, or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. And please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting to help us grow the channel and continue our journey as hip-hop's first and premier extreme podcast.